Good evening, everybody. Hey, Scrubs USA. Good morning. Good morning. Good evening. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. Hey, Brad. Good to have you with us, brother. Everybody coming in here. Peace, love, and light, marinade. My moderators are coming in here. Good to see my moderators. My day was pretty busy. I hope your day was good, Carol. Hey, Trisha. Everybody coming around the world. Good to have you with us, Johnny. Hey, Johnny. Good to see you, brother. And we're here live and direct. All our shows are caught up from, actually, I think last night's show, I think either we posted it, I thought I caught up to last night's show, but we do have, I think we're caught up on all the shows. Maybe last night's is not posted yet. Hey, Linda, good to see you. That was a pretty intense night last night on Encounters. Crystal, welcome. Peggy, Tracy, I see all these different names. Pastor A, hey, Pastor A. Tookie, welcome to the show. It's nice to meet. That's a good name. Antonio, welcome. Sandra, hi, Commander. My TikTok friend named Tiffany Walsh 64, come on soon. She has video to show. She sure can. Where is she? If Sandra is here, we will bring her on. If let's see here. I mean Tiffany. If Tiffany Walsh 64 is on, yeah, absolutely. Yes, fairies and C5 stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, she could definitely come on. Definitely. Okay, if you get Tiffany, I'll bring her on. She'll be my first guest tonight. Very, very good. Hey, Chesno, good to see you, brother. Hey, that's Chesno. Chesno is one of our good friends and also part of our C5 group, and also one of our 5 people with myself, Johnny, and Kit Kat that eventually are going to be going on the ship for the first time. So all of us are, been very patiently waiting, and we know when the day comes, it's going to be a big day for all of us, And we're all going about our lives doing what we do, right, Chesno? We're just doing our thing. And when it happens, it happens, And Johnny's one of the 5, Chesno, myself, and we're just, doing our everyday thing, enjoying the summer. And, whether we're in our house or wherever we are, we'll be going on that ship and taking that trip. I just can't wait. But I know we have to. And in the meantime, you're watching Encounters, where it is kind of a cool thing. Infinity777, good to see you. Welcome to the show. All the new people that come in here, all the regular folks that are watching. We have a lot of room in the studio here, as you can see. You can take, if you have a meditation pillow, a couch, wherever you want to sit, we have plenty of room. The view is always good. You're on Encounters. And the seating is free. You don't have to pay for a seat to get in the studio, which is kind of cool. So it's good to have everybody here. And if you're new to the show, just to give you some background for me, my background is I've been a contactee. My first case, Brights, my first contact was visually in the 1960s. I tell this story always at the beginning of my show because I never assume everybody's ever met me or talked to me or seen my show. And that's always the most humble way to be. So that's when I had my first encounter with space people with light blue spacesuits. And they were men and women and children. And they telepathically communicated with me. And it was a beautiful thing, And they communicated with me and That was my first initial, contactee experience. And for years, I had, since the 60s, sightings. Hey, Angie, I had sightings of spaceships. I always knew what I was looking at when I would see things. And I always knew it was our, star family. Even though I was growing up as a kid, I didn't fixate it myself on it because I was, doing what other kids do in school. But as I got older, I became more activated, and I finally woke up to who I was. I've never had a negative extraterrestrial encounter. I don't plan on it. I work at a very high frequency. I work in Christ consciousness. I don't channel anything. I don't have a crystal ball. You'll never see me on here with a neon sign. I don't have cards. I don't have pendulums. I don't have dowsing rods. I don't anything. The only thing I have, there's somebody that sounds like they don't really need to be here. So we are taking them out. You see, that's the power of being the moderator, being the host. I just took that person out. I did a good thing. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Chesno. It's funny when the negative naysayers come in here with comments, they make themselves so obvious. I have to laugh. So anyway, that's been my awakening experience. Like anybody else, we all woke up at certain points, right? Hey, Johnny and Chesno, thank you. You guys are right on top of things, man. You know what's happening. And so it's been a really positive journey. And also being from Mars, that's another beautiful thing. For those that are new to the show, Mars has an inhabitant population of 10 to 15 million human beings. They look just like us, slightly taller, and they're very spiritual, the people on Mars. And they live mostly within the Earth, within Mars, but they also live on the surface. And Mars does have, right now, a oxygenated atmosphere. Has a slightly blue sky if you ever look at the pictures of Mars. Hey, Jenny, good to see you. If you look at the pictures of Mars, you'll see that it is a really beautiful planet, more than what they even show you. So that's a little bit of my background. I'm host, hey Jen, I'm host of, for 21 years, WESU's Cosmic Eye Radio. And that's on my show dedicated, Cosmic Eye Radio is dedicated to the Ashtar Command and has been for over 21 years. So I'm very, very much involved and connected to the galactic levels of light for a lot of years, and to the mission work. So you'll never see me. I always keep it real, but I also tell people the cosmic truth. And I have apple cider. If you're a regular on my show, you will see the commander always drinks apple cider. If I run out, I'll drink water, but I'm always drinking apple cider. That's a key part of it. I've actually gotten other people that are now drinking apple cider because I drink apple cider. But they don't have to. It's just something people do. So welcome everybody to the show. I want to just thank you for my moderators, Kit Kat, Chesno, Marinette, also Johnny. All my moderators are on here, and that's a great thing. I have some good people on here. I've always been visited, not one, the same, no contact, just passed by. So you've had, hey Commander, I was wondering if you posted on YouTube the May 28th show. I believe it's on there. I don't know which one that was now, but I have all the shows posted. It should be on there in sequence. It should be on there. I've been trying to get the shows posted. I have a channel on YouTube. If you miss any of our shows and you're new, it's the Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel, and that's where all the encounter shows are. So you can watch past shows of my programming here on TikTok on YouTube. I definitely would check that out. Liz B, welcome to the show. Nutty Professor, thanks for the follow. Cappy, thank you for joining us. And now it's always kind of interesting. The algorithm says, Commander, we're notifying viewers that you're live. I love it. I love it. Hey, Brad, thank you for the roses. We appreciate it, brother. J Rock, we're just getting started here. Hey, Mary and Ray, hopefully things are going good. Jay Peterson, good to see you. I hope the work I did last night has changed the energies there where you are in the Appalachians. That was pretty heavy stuff last night for me to deal with um, your thing, and also with Gwen, who was on last night. That show's on my YouTube channel. If you missed last night's show, it was pretty intense, to say the least. And maybe tonight's going to be intense too. Who knows? One of the things I do that people don't know, but people saw me in action last night. Thank you, Summer. Hey, Papa Smurf. J-Rock says, I saw 2 UFOs as a soldier in the Army. Oh, interesting, J-Rock. Oops. I'm seeing more things before they happen, Woody Chicken says. Stephen M. 1970, do you expect some type of disclosure before the election? Not from the governments of the world, no. But I do expect that if you watch this show, Steve, disclosures happening on encounters. It won't happen in the governments. It's going to happen on this show. This is the show you have to watch for disclosure. And we will have it here. So when people, when I say that, I really do mean that we are going to have disclosure on this show. I'm interested in removing negative dark entities. Mary MCK88, can you explain? Are they like negative ETs or something? Mary. Tricia says, more and more people are needing help, so happy you can help them. And I have to be careful because once the word gets out that I'm able to do what I'm doing, there's going to be a lot of people coming here looking for help. And I got to balance it out somewhat depending what the situation is. And, but you're right. There are more and more people that are coming here for help. Minnesota Guy, good to see you. Welcome. Spiritual Abstract, Belmondo, welcome. Everyone coming here to the program. And one of the things I do here. Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't have the date. Okay, thank you, Angie. I've been trying to post the dates on some of them. I've missed it a few times. But I will tell you, some of the things that I am doing now that I've been activated to do, hey, Tammy, is that I can, and I never knew I had this ability to do it, but I guess I now am able to do it. I can send Ashtar command ships to a specific location based on the interview I do with somebody on my program. As I did last night, I had to do it. And we went in to take the Zeta on this particular person's home, an area, to take the Zeta out of the person's existence and back off planet because she had been abducted since she was 5 years old. It was a very dramatic story. And people that were watching last night know what happened. And we actually did that. And we also did that for Half Pint and her better half last night when they told me what happened to them. So it was a double whammy, so to speak. And so I sent 2 ships, one to this person and one to Half Pint in the Appalachian Mountains last night with the Space Command. Greetings. Hey, Cassie, good to see you. So I'm not your normal UFO talk show host. I don't wear a tie. I don't have a suit on. I don't have like a fancy studio. But I am who I am, and I do what I do. And it's true. And good to have you with us, everybody. So we will get into some interviews tonight. Yes, but I don't always do that. Tricky 0423. Yeah, I tend to stay away from channeling. I honor people, but I tend to tell people don't go to channels for information. Go within yourself. If you want to do anything, Angie, it's most important to go within. My teachings are, if you go within yourself and you meditate into a level of frequency or consciousness, you can connect with your star family directly. You don't need to go through channels for information. And the reason why I'm not so much pro channels, because on Facebook for years, there's 10,000 different people channeling, and it gets to the point where it's too much. And it's really more important for people to have real experiences where they will effectively increase their consciousness to the point of a cosmic level to make contact with their star families. This other person saying, they also showed me them stargazing. They came as a silhouette, two huge beings, bald head, filled sky. Herm dog. You're talking about GF. So all these different groups, the GF and all these groups, the main grouping of all the different galactic groups of light is the Ashtar Command. The Ashtar Command is the highest level of all the different groupings of light in the spiritual context, and they are the ones that, they are the ones that are now going to be coming here in full force eventually, and they're the ones who are going to. Yeah, I would definitely stay away from that, Angie. The person that's channeling. I tell people, channels might not like me for saying this, but don't go to a channel for information. I know it's going to be controversial for some people. I just don't support channeling. Just like I don't support pendulums and other things and crystal balls and all that stuff. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Tricky0423, you sent it through a channel. Can you expand on that, Tricky? What you mean by you sent it through a channel? You're talking about the spaceships. Yeah. Do you become the person? No, I don't become anything. I don't channel anything. I don't become anything other than who I am. So no, I'm definitely me all the time. But when I send the spaceships, let's say to a location, it is me doing it. Not me channeling some other being. I don't do that. And let's see here. Spiritual aspect. We might have chemtrails over cottage in North Canada. Very light green filament. Okay. I'm just reading people's comments here. Oh, thank you, Tammy. I'm in normal talk show mode right now until something kind of really important happens where I have to do something. I'm in my regular talk show mode. Hermdog, you say you met the Palladians. Did you physically meet the Palladians? Did you physically get to meet them? Dream Warrior. So for me, I came here from off planet. I am human like everybody else. I use the word starseed. I came here from beyond Earth. I didn't realize fully who I was in terms of being from off planet until I was older, in my adult age. And I've had many experiences with spaceships myself. And in all the years, eventually I became awakened to who I was and remembered where I came from. And then I become, recently, the last few years, I've been more, more activated. And because I'm more activated, I'm able to connect with my star family, which is the Ashtar Command. They actually are connected to me. They watch our show on their spaceships on a monitoring system. So they are watching my show right now on the spaceships. This happens to be true. And I've been given the ability to have the spaceships and the space people from the command help individuals when I have them on my show. If I need to do it, I don't do this constantly, but if I need to, based on what's going on, I will send the ship and we'll get rid of the negative ETs, and it will be taken off planet in a nanosecond. So, yeah. I'm a telepathic communicator, too. Ryan Brick says channeling is dimensional, right? Well, channeling is essentially channeling. It's not so much dimensional. It is a form of the way many people, including people on Facebook for years, have, said I'm channeling Oshkosh Bigosh or whoever it might be. And so over time, I got tired of the channelings because they kept on Facebook. A lot of times, channelings were so rampant that people were channeling the same ET being or whatever. And at that point, I said, that's too much. Too many people are jumping in the bandwagon to channel when they should be going within themselves to get the answers. And so I tell people, as I honor people that do that, I don't support it. I think people need to go direct. And the most direct way is to wake up and not depend on channels or websites that channel. Go within yourself and activate yourself and connect with your star family. Even if it takes you a year to do it, 5 weeks to do it, a night, learn how to connect through your inner beingness. Shell says, I seen 45 in close today. Let's see here. Yeah, telepathically, Herm Dog, is the way I communicate with my star family. I'm a telepathic communicator. I don't channel. I get downloaded messages and communicate. Just like we're talking here, I will communicate with them silently in my consciousness, and I will get information that way. Yeah, Dreamworker. Yeah, most definitely. That's the way we do it. I'm reading people's comments. The way you can tell if you're a starseed is if you remember anything about yourself before coming to the planet Earth, Tammy, you will know. So, for example, if you have any memories or have had dreams of contact with space people that are human over time since you've been alive, and you feel that you've seen them in your dream state, that's basically you are a starseed. You do not come from Earth. A lot of times people don't remember this, but it's truly something that happens to people. Hey, River Blue, good to see you. But in truth, everybody comes from the stars, but not everybody remembers. When I say the word stars, I don't mean from a star, but you come from beyond Earth. Lilac 911, do they monitor other things? Most likely they do monitor the planetary energies, what's happening on Earth. They do monitor different things. Let's see here. Hermdog says, hey, I love you. Dream Warrior says, awesome. I'm just reading people's comments. You remember the moment of being, you remember moment of being seamed in stomach? I don't know what that means. You remember moment of being seamed in stomach. Can you rephrase that comment? Because I have no idea what that means. Oh, do you remember, being seated? No, I don't remember that. When I came to Earth, I just, when I was born, I appreciate the question. No, I don't remember that. But when I got old enough, I started having spaceship sightings at 3 in the morning, and I had my contact with my space connection when I was a kid in the 1960s. I've been trying to channel for years and I can't do it. You don't have to channel anything. Don't even try to channel anything, Dream. My teachings here on my show is that you go within, you meditate, and you just connect and use higher vibrational music, and just say that you want to connect with your star family, Christed beings of light. Always use the word Christed beings of light, and in time you will eventually connect with your space family. But no channeling, you don't need to channel anything. CJ, interesting. Thank you, CJ. Channeling is just something you don't want to do. And I will, till the time I leave the planet and go home or whatever, I will always tell people do not channel. It's not so much that. A lot of people channel, and a lot of times the problem with that is when they're channeling whoever they're channeling, especially if it's ET related, a lot of times over the years I've heard channels would say on Facebook, this is going to happen. We're with you. We're going to be with you. We're always with you. And it's all fluffy stuff and it's nothing real. And that's the problem with channeling. It gets too fluffy and it doesn't deal with the realities. But I will tell you that if you watch this show long enough, you will, when we have Ashtar Command Contact Night on Saturday night, myself and April, my friend April, she's been off planet 25 times. Some of you have been on here. Some of you know my friend April. Some of you know Chesno, my friend Johnny, Kit Kat, and know of the story. And the fact is, if you watch what we do here, you're going to find out that you're going to learn a lot from me, from April, who's a contactee who goes directly off planet. Our parents are on the spaceships. We have galactic family on the ships that we are related to. And we also have what you call our space bodies in stasis. If you don't know what the word stasis means, stasis is where you have a human body that is in stasis, meaning it's alive. It's just that you are here, but you're not in that space body. When the time comes, we'll have an opportunity in the future to, when we complete our missions, if you know what your mission is, we'll have the opportunity to come back to Earth or go into our physical bodies that are protected on a massive spaceship of the Ashtar Command with your body, your space body, in stasis. So if you have any questions about what stasis means, I can explain it to you, or at least I'm trying to. Tricky says, I remember previous life wars. CJ, I had a dream of meeting the Galactic Federation. Hey, River Blue. So, hey, Ruth A., thank you for being here. Enoch Ride Mothership BC. I'm just bringing people. I now have full power to summon UFOs. Greg, oh, good, Greg. You know? Well, that would be the spaceships, Greg. So much UFOs is just a terminology. I'm just looking here. Thank you for the team bracelet. Thank you, Lizzie. Although I do connect with beings through my dreams, hence my screen name. Dream Warrior. Yep. That's a good name, Dream Warrior. Were you born on Mars, Commander? Before I came here, yes. And then I came here to do my mission work. I work with the Ashtar Command. You might have heard of it. You know, maybe you've seen websites of all different kinds about it. But before the internet even existed, I'd been working in my adult life with the Ashtar Command. And probably when I was a kid, even not knowing what it was. Which part of the universe are they from? Ryan Brick, the space people, the star beings are from all over the universe. Actually, not only this universe, but many different universes. So as for the mind, the human mind might be boggled by this, but actually different civilizations come from all over the multiverse. So many different places that the mind cannot perceive that reality. But the inner spirit of you will understand it. So if you meditate and say, where'd all these different space people come from? If you go within and meditate, it'll be, oh, now I understand. But if you ask the mind to try to figure it out, the mind is very smart, but it can't understand that reality because it's the brain. The brain has certain functions that it doesn't understand the concepts of multidimensional realities. Lizzie says, have great activity outside Georgia tonight. Interesting, Lizzie. Lizzie, if you decide you want to come on and share a story about tonight's activity in Georgia, you're welcome to do so. How do I replenish myself after last night? A lot of times I just go, I actually did a meditation last night. I closed my portal, my galactic portal. I closed it after the show. And I also, before I go on my shows, I do a Christ in meditation prayer and put a protection on my show. for me to replenish myself. I get that when I go to sleep off planet. In the morning, I'm pretty well replenished. And so I rebound pretty quickly. Kate, that was a great question. Yeah, suspended animation. So yeah, it's a stasis. Ryan, that would be similar, I guess, in the wording that your space body is in stasis. Let's see here. Hey, Sonja. Let me see here. Oh, interesting, Tyler. I'm just reading people's comments here. Oh, your whole family dream is a very strong dream workers. Interesting. Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah. What's going on? Where are you? Did you call me? I heard someone say Ken. Huh? No, I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back here. That was weird. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say anything. Huh. Okay, I guess I'm going to say something here. I just heard a woman's voice call out my name. I just heard. Give me a moment here. Did anybody else hear that? Yeah, somebody called me. Um, well, that's what I thought, you know. I went into the bedroom, the lights are off, and she's asleep. My wife is asleep. My daughter is awake. I swear I heard a woman's voice. No, she's fast asleep. I got up really quick because I heard a really, yeah, I heard it loud. No, no, I heard, this is really, I forgot what I was talking about now. No, my daughter didn't call me because I went in, she's awake. She said, I didn't call you. I don't want to get her freaked out. Did you hear? I don't know what the woman was saying, but I super duper heard it. Okay. My consciousness is like really amped up here. You know? It was kind of vague but loud, yeah. That's why I got up. I'm thinking, oh, it's my other half of my life. She woke up. Yeah, I'll get to listen to it on the replay. And I forgot what I was talking about now because that distracted me. When I heard the voice, I got distracted. Huh. Now I'm going to have to listen to the show and hear the voice. And I was talking about the Ashtar Command, and I was talking about some things, and now I forgot what I was talking about. That whole thing distracted me. Yeah, the voice was loud. I could have sworn it was the name the woman was calling me. On Tyler's comment. Okay. Yeah, that's not on right now. I'm going to. Oh, yeah, it's clear. The energies are very clear here. I always do a Christ meditation and a clearing. I couldn't tell what it was saying. I just heard a woman's voice really loud. I had my earpods on too. You know? So now I'm like trying to figure out what's happening here. Yeah, it was a woman's voice. I got up. I mean, you could have seen it. I got jumping up out of my seat here, went to look at my wife's. The door was slightly open. I didn't want to say anything. She was fast asleep, completely sleeping. My daughter had a door closed. She was awake. She didn't call me. So I deducted, okay, my wife's asleep. She didn't call me. And my daughter didn't call me. You know? Someone said, Jordan, what did you hear? You heard it say, like, Commander, are you coming? Commander, are you coming? You know? Yeah, I was called away from my show, and yeah, no ghosts. We don't have that. If anything, it would be within our Ashtar command. No, nothing like that. It would be everything here is all galactically at a very high frequency. It had nothing to do with any of that. It would be, and if anything, it would be the Ashtar command. No, she's not. Nope. I know her. She wouldn't do that. Yeah, I would have loved to have gotten April's perspective on what just happened here. Let's see if we can get April on here. No, Ashtar doesn't make a mistake. Yeah, no, I'm definitely, I'm amped up. I'm very conscious as I have been, but man, I wasn't like freaked out or anything. I was just like startled that I didn't understand, you know. I'm pretty tuned in, so maybe the Ashtar Command is getting ready to do something that I'm not aware of. It's very possible. Maybe, I mean, I don't want to speculate anything here, but I swear as I'm sitting here, I heard a woman's voice loud and clear. Loud and clear. Always something over since I can tell you, people know things have happened on a galactic level here when I'm on live, and it's just what happens. Tyler said the room was completely dark. That's weird. When I went out of the room, because I have the lights on here, the lights never went out. The lights are on. Well, anyway, we're going to have an interesting night tonight. It looks like we're going to have an interesting night. I'm going to see if I can get. Let's see what I can do here. I'm recentering my energies here because I was really taken off by that. Yeah. And I went to my daughter and she didn't call me. Oh, really? Seeing a lot of new people. Okay. That's interesting, Johnny. Yeah, I went to Paul, my daughter's room, and I said, "Did you call me?" I went and she had the lights on. I said, "No, I didn't call you." So the last thing I want to do is freak her out. We're doing good. I'm feeling really good. I just had a really interesting moment there. You know? So yeah. As we were talking about contact and about what's happening, yeah, I have a feeling, you know, I got a feeling things are happening tonight on a cosmic level. I don't know why. It is possible in the next few nights. Why would I sometimes will say this. I think April's going to be going off planet again. Maybe not tonight, in the next few nights. I think she's going to go back on the ship. Tyler says, another time voices were in my closet, just found one day, hole in the floor and TV directly below. Yeah, my experiences are always very different. Lizzie says, yes, sir, got one of the best captures I've gotten in months of ships tonight. Mary, what's the question? I'm sorry, I was really fixated on what just happened. What is your question? And I am looking at comments. If I missed a question, again, understand my mind's been on just moments ago in other places, so to speak. A reply to the voice? Oh, okay. I did. And I thought it was my wife, and I didn't hear anything back. It was just no reply. So, yeah, I did. That's why I got up. And then I said, I was calling to my wife very, low. I said, "Oh, what did you need?" I opened the door a little bit. The lights are closed. Thank God she didn't wake up because she was sleeping. So I asked her, were you calling me? And she didn't say anything. So I know it wasn't my wife, and it wasn't my daughter. And it's not a ghost. I don't have any ghosts. It could have very well been someone from the Ashtar Command calling me. And that's what I think it was. Jojo says, I need to do a session on myself. It would be one thing if nobody heard it, but man, and I had my ear pods on and I heard it. Hey, Gary, thank you. Oh, I'm sure they'll be coming back. Do I think it's possible I'm going to go on the ship tonight? Johnny, I don't think, my father has told me that I have to be patient, and I don't think I'm going on the ship tonight unless I'm going on the ship tonight, and I don't know I'm going on the ship tonight. They would have to do something, open a rift in the living room in order to take me on the ship. I don't think I'm going anywhere unless they decide they've changed the timeline on this and they want us to all go on the ship or whatever. I don't know what's happening. But I heard that voice loud and clear, and loud enough to know it's like someone sitting in the room with me. And I heard that voice. You know, I'm trying to not be fixated on what I heard earlier just now. But if you were sitting here, you probably would be in the same state of consciousness I am right now with just what happened. You know, thank you for the roses, Gary. I'm hoping to do some interviews tonight, and I think we will get there. Unless some other cosmic thing happens while I'm sitting here, I think we will get through this show and do some interviews. River Blue, high alert might be. There could be something major happening that I don't know about. Amazing night, man. Yes, it is becoming. And I haven't interviewed anybody yet, and it's amazing night. Corey says, I was told to listen to the voice and do as it tells me. Interesting. Welcome, Cindy and Robert, to the show. Alien, welcome. Gina Storm, welcome in Canada. So if you're just tuning in to the program, I just had something very strange happen here. You know, I was talking about all the things I was talking about, and the next thing I know, I hear as loud as day a woman's voice calling me. And I had my earpods on, so I couldn't understand what she was saying. And then I got up, jumped out of my camera here to find out if someone was awake, and my wife was sleeping. Hey, Kit Kat, and my daughter is awake, but my wife was sleeping. She kept the door a little bit open. I went in to look, and I'm glad I didn't say, did you call me? Because she was asleep. So I'm trying to figure this out in my head now while I'm doing the show. And I'm trying to think what's happening here. Yeah, hey, Kit Kat. Hey, Rod. That's just, I got my mind a little bit shifted here from my show to what's happening right here. Jersey for Life, good to see you. And I thank you for those of you who heard the voice coming through my broadcast. The number of you actually did hear it. So I appreciate that. I now know I don't feel like it was just me. Hey, Chris, good to see you, brother. I know it's not just me. So we'll see where things go tonight, We'll see where things go. Hey, Rod. Yeah, I was really loud. Ryan, you didn't hear it? Yeah, some people didn't hear it, but a lot of people did. And that's okay, Ryan. For those that did hear it, if you ever make out what I was saying, yeah, and she's sleeping. It was very loud. It was like, listen to me, here I am. Commander, here we are. Yeah, well, I checked everything. There was nobody anywhere. And like I said, I went into the other room. The kitchen light was not turned off, which I turned off to make sure nobody got woken up from the light. I turned the kitchen light off, came back in here to the camera, and there was nothing. I believe it was definitely one of the space beings from the command, but the voice was loud and clear. So I'm going to confer with April about what happened to me tonight and see if she has any insights. I would love to have had her on here tonight to talk to her about it. Yeah, I can definitely I download my shows, and I can listen to them, so I will listen to it. No, nothing coming from the hallway. I checked. It was like almost like it was right here. April is a friend of mine. She's in Vermont. She works with the Ashtar Command like I do. She's been taken off planet 25 times already. My friend Johnny, Kit Kat, we're all part of a group of 5. Oh, I know you. I knew you were joking, Ryan. Yeah, I gotcha. Um, and she's been off planet over Friends with Fairies. She's been off planet, excuse me, 25 times, and we're part of a group. The other 4 of us, Chesno, uh, Johnny, Kit Kat, and myself. With her, we make 5 people, and we're all going to be taken off planet pretty soon. You know, it could have. It could have. That's why I want to talk to April and tell her what happened. Yeah, that is interesting. So if I seem like my consciousness is floating a little bit here, I'm trying to figure out what happened just now. I mean, 15, 20 minutes ago. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I saw her coming through the room here, and I was going to try to get her on here, and I said, okay, she's here. We can talk about this, you know? But I'll get to communicate with her, and we'll find out, hopefully. Ryan Brick says, wasn't an arm, people, it was a disc, the arc was. Hey, Hollywood, good to see you, brother. Yeah, I know she's on right now. I was hoping before she went live, I thought she was going to come in here, and I could have pulled her up on the camera. We'll see if they don't take her on the ship tonight. You know, depends if she plays a lot of music and starts dancing. That might be the key that she's going off planet. We'll see. My Ashtar family has not really said anything about the sun. A good question. I've not had that question asked. The sun has a lot to do with what's going to happen with our planet in terms of cosmic enlightenment or cosmic awakening. The sun is really being actively affecting everyone. Hey, Tina. Cecily Mama, good to see you. Jersey for Life, you have a space admirer. Let me see her. I'm just reading comments here. If you wish to be a guest, you have to be over 18. No children on the show. No smoking. No drugs. No paranormal discussion. We don't do paranormal. And you must be over 18. And we keep our interviews focused on the galactic cosmic areas, bird people, Bigfoot, the star people, the space people, UFO sightings that people are having on a regular basis that are being documented. All those areas we get into here. And then, of course, there's me having this experience tonight that makes news on my show. And everyone hears who was here since the beginning of the show hears a woman's voice calling out to me during the broadcast. And I jump out, and no cursing, that's right, no foul language. And I jump out of my seat as I'm talking because I hear this woman's voice, and I'm trying to figure out where she is. And I find out everyone's sleeping. I mean, the only other one is myself, my daughter, and my wife, and she's sleeping, and my daughter's awake. And I told her, did you call me? And she says, no. So she kind of like freaking out a little bit. I didn't want to freak her out. I said, don't worry about it. No big deal. Then I closed the door and went back here. So that's the latest stuff happening on Encounters for me. You know? So if I seem a little bit like I'm in deep thought about this, I kind of am, trying to consciously understand what's happening. I really am. And also, I want to say I love everybody out here, so I do. When I play the show back on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to hear it. I'm gonna have to listen to the show afterwards, and yeah, you know, it definitely threw me off a bit. I'm still slightly thrown off by what happened, but I'm trying to get myself back to the center. Thank you, Summer. Now, if and when they take us on the Ashtar ship, if they come here and say, Commander, it's time to go, I at least will know, and I will see them, and I will now know that I'm going on the ship, and whatever. Okay, I can. My definition for paranormal is that anything that deals with ghosts or the non-ET area. So that's pretty. I don't mix the paranormal up with the cosmic. Paranormal is like a whole separate country. The ghosts, things that aren't related to space people, things that aren't related to galactic realities, cosmic spiritual growth, things that aren't related to Bigfoot or fairies or mer people, crop circles. If it's not related, then thank you. I'm going to bring her up here. And yes, so I'm a little bit thrown off here, and I'm sorry that I am. But definitely for me, what just happened before threw me off, and I'm going to bring April on here. It happened about 20 minutes ago.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
I had a weird thing happen.
Sure.
Over 20 minutes ago, I heard a loud. I had my AirPods on. A woman called out to me, and I got up because I thought it was my wife. She was sleeping. I opened my daughter's door. No, she's awake. I said, "Did you call me?" She says, "No." So then I'm looking around. I come back here and sit down. I had my AirPods on, and I didn't get to hear distinctly what you said.
Okay.
So I wanted you to know. And
so
I don't know.
Did it come across just your earbuds, or did it come across like in the house and everybody heard it?
No, it was in the house, but not everybody heard. My daughter didn't hear anything, and my wife was asleep.
Do you think maybe it was coming through your earbuds?
No.
Huh.
No, I had people on here heard it.
Oh, that's what I was asking. That's what I was saying. Did other people hear it? Like, was it out loud?
Yeah, it was loud. No, it definitely was a woman. Yeah.
Does it sound familiar to you?
It sounded like a very distinct voice. Like the woman was calling me.
Okay.
And I'm thinking maybe it had to do with the Ashtar command. And not that you would be aware of it.
No, the reason I'm asking this is because now just think really hard about this for a second. Did the voice sound familiar to you? Think about it for a second.
Okay, let me think about this. It sounds like a young woman's voice. I mean, at least as much as I can understand, it was definitely sounding very distinct and very clearly calling me, like it was important or something.
I wonder if it was your sister.
On the ship, you mean?
If it sounded like a younger woman's voice.
Yeah, it sounded like
it might have been your sister. It might have possibly been your sister calling out to you telepathically or calling out to you, and it echoed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she was right The voice is right here. It's like it was like it was so loud. I got up off my show and went into the other room.
I'm wondering if that's not your sister. The reason why I'm saying that is because your sister has been on the ships the last hold on, sorry. Your sister has been on the ships the last couple of weeks. She's been doing some work on the ships with the command, because she's been working with the Bigfoot beings, basically driving them around to do what they need to do, because she's kind of helping out the elders right now, the elder Bigfoots. So I'm wondering if it wasn't your sister. For some reason, I've had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of strange things going on here on my property, and um, I would just at this point, because of the weird things that have been happening on my property, as far as like those darker beings, and then the chemtrails being dropped down. I just be aware of your surroundings. Maybe she was trying to warn you. Just keep yourself, like keep your protection up. For sure. And maybe because if it sounded like concern or something, I would be, maybe she was calling out to you to maybe warn you and tell you to to watch yourself.
Well, and I wasn't getting. You're also echoing. I'm echoing on your phone. Which phone are you on? Okay, so I'm not getting like an urgency of a concern of something happening, but I am very much like it was like a young woman's voice calling to me, and yes, yeah, it's on April's. She has two phones. This phone here, I think this phone is connected to our space people. She has two
Yeah,
phones.
I'm on that phone.
Yeah, so they can hear everything I'm saying. Maybe they'll reach out to me or reach out and can tell me about the woman.
Hang on. Go ahead, keep talking, because I think they're coming through.
Okay, so I want to ask my father. There was a woman whose voice came through over 20 minutes ago as I was speaking about the cosmic things, and she was calling me, and I jumped out of my seat trying to see where she was, and it was only for that moment. And my wife was sleeping, and my daughter, I asked her, and she had the lights on, and nobody was calling me. And then I came back to my broadcast. So I have no idea. I just know that I heard the voice, and I had multiple people on my show who heard the voice of the woman.
They just said yes.
Yes, what?
I don't know. That's the only word that came across was yes.
Could we elaborate on the yes about who she was, please? About who she was, please? She had a young voice, sort of.
Yeah, your sister speaks very well. I mean, she doesn't always. The younger generation of the Ashtar Command really work on using their mouths and not. They telecommunicate obviously, but they are really working because they know that after contact happens that they not everybody's going to be telepathically communicating with them, so they are really working on learning how to reuse their voices.
I'll ask
Okay,
Robar.
your sister. It is
It was
your
my
sister.
sister? It was my sister?
Yeah.
My sister was calling me
before. Yeah, that was your dad that was just answering. He said it was your sister.
Was my sister here? She sounded like she was in the house.
She might have been in the rift.
I'm listening.
I'm listening too. It seems like every time you start talking is when they start talking over you.
Commander Obar, if you talk at the same time, we can't understand each other. Was she in the house, my sister?
Yes.
My sister was here.
He just said yes.
Yes.
I wish it wasn't raining. I would go out and because there's a couple of ships parked out there, and they could probably answer us a little bit better if we had them on a visual.
Yeah.
It's like
I have a question. Is my sister contacting me now to eventually get me ready to go on the ship?
not time.
Okay. I understand. But you just came to visit me.
Warning.
Warning. What warning?
Hold on. Bobber, stop. Sorry, my dog was over chewing on himself.
Sharon heard warning.
No, warning.
A warning.
Oh, okay. There's lower vibrational ships in the area. Like I was saying, I told you there was stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I think she was warning you. I think that's what they're trying to get across.
There's lower vibrational ships in my area?
Yeah.
Can we stop them?
Oh, yeah, they can stop them. You know they can. They were just warning you.
Okay. I would like them to stop them. I don't want those ships here. I sent ships to help.
I don't know. I know I'm supposed to be. I know, like, tomorrow I'm supposed to be going with them. This is the first and only time they've ever planned to come and get me. But I know tomorrow I'm going up. But
Yeah.
I can find out. I'll find out what's happening because there's been a lot of stuff going on. And I'm not sure because the Watchers, those golden angel beings have been at all four corners of my property intently keeping an eye on my property. We've got them on video yesterday or on live yesterday. But they have been they're like full on right now protection on around here because there was something that was going on. There was ships chasing something, and then we heard like a dinosaur. Thank you so much, guys. There was like some kind of dinosaur howling type noise and throughout the whole skies out here. And we were everybody in the live was hearing this like noise going on through those sky noises that people report hearing. That was happening out here. That's not the first time that's happened. It happened about a year ago as well. Like I heard that sky noise, like an animal like crying through the sky, or not crying but like making a weird noise through the sky. It almost sounded like grinding metal, but it also sounded like an animal crying to like a dinosaur or something. In the sky, it was like everywhere in the sky. You could hear it. Like they could hear it on the live. It was really loud, and it was going on for about 5 minutes.
Well, I want the. I've sent ships last night to location. I'm asking the Astro Command people to chase these low vibrational ships out of my area. I want them cleared out of here now. I don't even want them near me.
If they're warning you, they're aware of them, and they're gonna already be on top of it.
Okay.
They are very well aware of what these sneaky beings have been doing. That's probably why your sister was warning you, just to to keep an eye on yourself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's probably why she was calling out to you, because she felt like she needed to. Your sister has been pretty active on the main ship this last couple of weeks, because she's been working with the Bigfoots, so she's been pretty active on the one that's down in that's stationed down in the dimensional realm over in Ireland. The sisters that are down there, one of them has been working on the ships. She's been like spending time with your parents.
Oh wow! Well, I know my sister can hear me. I want to thank you, sister, for warning me. I knew I heard a voice.
Yeah,
that was the first time.
See, I'm telling you that they were talking. I've been telling you, like, all these times that you keep saying that you're going off planet. Johnny has been going off planet as well. I don't know if he shared that with you or not, but Johnny has been taken up on the ships about 6 times. They have been astral projecting him. His parents have, or his father actually has, been astral projecting him up onto the ships because he needed his medical advice. So he's actually been on the ship about 6 times, and he's like, when I was telling him about it, because that's what his father was telling me. He was like, he was all excited about it because he's been having these really vivid, like galactic dreams, and he didn't understand what they were about. He thought they were downloads. I'm like, no, you've been on the ship apparently, because that's what your dad was telling me. Because there's been a lot of beings that Ashtar Command guards that had gotten sick, that were in the ocean's waters when they were when they were doing that nuclear testing. Well, they got fallback from it, and some of them had gotten really sick.
Oh no!
Yeah, so the father is Johnny's father is pretty high up there as far as the healers, but Johnny's starseed self is like the top dog of healers on as far as the ships that we are from. But he's like the top dog, doctor, as we would call them, or healer as they call them, up there. So they needed his help to help these people that had gotten sick from the nuclear fallout, that from when they were doing the testing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And if people aren't aware of that, our governments have been using, we're doing nuclear testing in our oceans. They've been doing it against the public knowledge, and it's affected some of our space beings, our space people, so to speak.
They just said true.
So, I guess the negative ETs are trying to interfere with what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying, because they have been it's been kind of an ongoing thing, because they have been interfering with my communications. They have been trying to interfere even on my other phone, and they've been messing with my technology. Like, I've been having a really hard time getting my lives and stuff to come in, and then I've also had um people trying to act like they were real people, trying to come in, like, I would say trolls, but not trolls. I think they were agents.
I got it.
I think they were agents trying to come in and
Right.
interfere, but the Ashtar Command has been on top of it. They have been like warning me and blocking them out. So it took a couple of days for them to figure out who they were, but they took care of it. And then all of a sudden, like, my stuff was back to normal. Everyone was like, "Oh, TikTok's been messing up. TikTok's been messing up." No, it's like, it was only my phone. It was like only specific phones,
Yeah.
it was going back and forth, and then they told me about it, that they have been the government has actively been seeking us, because the more we're talking about, the more this is getting out. The more
I guess the government April didn't like the fact that we're telling people the truth.
Exactly, and they're very, very, very well aware of us now. They're very well aware of us now. Just so you know that.
No, I do. Last night I sent a ship to this woman's home, and she had been abducted since she was 5 years old. And I sent the ship over there, and she was totally traumatized. By the time I got done with her being on the show, we did a healing, sent the ship over there, and 20 Ashtar Command people into her home.
Huh.
Yeah. I was in a whole different state last night. Instead of doing an interview, I had two different times I had to help people, and I sent ships over. Yeah. You know, and tonight I get on, and then my sisters call me, and I hear a woman's voice, and I said, I know if I have you on here, we'll find out who she is.
Yeah,
and we did.
It was your sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely answering. They actually have, since we've been on here, they actually drained. I have that big heavy battery charger that I use. So I can charge 3 phones with it, and it charges it pretty quickly. They have actually almost completely drained this battery charger, pulling communications through this phone.
Yeah.
I have it hooked up to the charger just because it's when they're communicating, especially because I'm on the other phone.
Yes.
So they this one often gets drained very quickly when they're communicating through it. But yeah, this battery's like almost dead now because they're talking through it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they're talking, and I'm glad my father was able to give me clarity. I thank him for that very much. Because it really threw me off. I would have wakened my wife up, and that would have been the wrong thing to do.
Oh yeah. Don't wake up the wife.
Hey, you didn't just call me. I'm sleeping. But I can tell you this: the government's never going to be able to stop us. What we're doing here is blowing the lid off of the lies on the planet that have been perpetuated by those in government for over 70 years.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to do it.
No.
And they can't stop contact, and they can't stop what's going to happen.
No, they definitely can't stop contact. It's just not. It's not gonna. It's not possible. There are so many ships here now. So they have been. There's. Oh my gosh, there are so many. The portals have been like non-stop ships coming through. They're coming more and more now. It was before, it was like a few every couple of days, a few like maybe a couple a week were coming through the bigger ships, but now it's like it's like been constant. They're so close. There's so many of them coming, and they a lot of them are going into the ocean right now, because it's the biggest, vastest place for them to not be interfered with by the government, where they can conduct their business of rounding up these lower vibrational beings. Most of the time you're not even having to send them; they're already aware of it and already on top of it. Yeah, they've been very well aware of these beings. They've been monitoring them very closely. They've been actively raiding nests that these guys have been hiding. They've been they have these like little nests, or not little, but they have these little nests that they have been hiding all over the planet. There's been several of them in Japan that they have recently been after, and two of them in Ireland, and then that one in the desert a couple of weeks ago. They went after that one. And these beings, they lie. They
Oh
said
yeah,
that
the big
there was,
liars.
yeah, they said there was like what 36,000 of them down there. No,
Yeah,
there was there was only like 50 of them down there. I was there when that one was round up. There was only like 50 of them in there, and they gave up. They just gave up. They didn't even put up a fight because there was
Thank you,
no
River.
there was no sense in it. There really wasn't.
Yeah,
But
and the thing is, thank you. The what's happening is now that I heard my sister's voice, I'm very aware that my space family can just come and visit just to say hello. But I'm glad she told me and warned me, and my father clarified it
yeah,
that we are able to help people, and we are going to round up all these negative ETs. I can guarantee you this. As part of the Ashtar Command, that's what we're doing.
yep. But
I mean, really. And even when we're doing what we're doing, essentially we are able to understand that there is a bigger picture, and they're so afraid, the governments, I mean, all over the planet, they're afraid of what's happening. They are doing everything desperately to stop contact. And I will tell you that that's not going to happen.
no.
And it's never going to happen.
They can't stop contact. I got really heated the other day. I was there was some woman that was and I don't harsh. I never, like harsh on anybody else's life or anything like that, but she was speaking on contact, and and everything that she was speaking on was stuff that she had read, from the government, stuff information that she had gathered or she had Googled, and just saying that saying that these beings were trying to lullify us, that they had a lullification thing going on, that they were trying to make us think that they are loving, that they're good beings, and so they're trying to pacify us and into yeah. And oh boy, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm listening to this, and I was like, oh no, nope. I went live at 8 o'clock in the morning, my hair sticking up on ends. I didn't care. Nope. Nope, you're not going to talk about these beings. I've been with these beings all year long, and I've been with them for months. These beings are not trying to lullify us. They are coming to help us. They said that they are coming with arterial motives to basically enslave us. And I'm just like,
Really?
these beings are coming to help us help ourselves. So how is that enslaving us? I would love to know this. Like, these beings have been here helping us this whole time quietly, without asking for anything from us. These beings have been here doing this selflessly. There was been meetings after meetings after meetings up in space, whether they were going to be able to interfere in our stuff. And because our stuff is spilling over into the universe, our nonsense is spilling over and making planets sick, they had to interfere. They came to help us, not to lullify us. I was just, oh man, I was so mad.
Yeah, and we'll definitely tomorrow night we'll bring Jay on. Jay will bring you on tomorrow night. But because of what happened tonight with me, I've been really more focused on what happened. But we'll bring Jay on tomorrow night after 11. But I just think people need to be aware that it's getting people get information of the thing. Am I echoing? Hold on a minute. Let's see.
I don't think you're echoing too bad.
I'm echoing on your phone.
No. You're not echoing that bad. That's not horrible. But
okay.
But yeah, so yeah, they just spreading some real miscommunications about these beings. And guys, I have spent months on these ships with these beings, working alongside of them, being learning things. And and I can tell you, without any hesitation, these beings are here to help us, and there are many different species of them coming, and they are all coming with technology, not to trade with us or to any of that nonsense, guys. They have been bringing this stuff here for a long time and storing it because they knew we were going to need it. And the stuff is going to be coming up from the facilities that they've been storing them in, to help us. They're also going to be teaching us how to build this stuff. They're going to teach us how to use this stuff, and everything that they have is going to be evenly distributed throughout the planet. It's not just going to be, the few people get it here and a few people get it there, and somebody's going to be in control of it. This is going to be accessible to all of us. All of us, and they are going to teach us how to build this technology. So, we have access to free energy. We have access to know how to build these ships and how to drive these ships. There's just so many things that they are going to be doing for us, guys. And also, we're going to have choice about where we want to live as well. Choice whether we want to live in these cloud cities or go underneath the ocean's waters and live in the ocean city, just to thin things out on the planet surface itself. We're going to have choice about where we want to be. These guys are actually these guys are going to be doing a lot for us that people just don't understand. I'm up there and they're showing me this stuff, and I'm witnessing this stuff, and I'm going to these facilities and I'm seeing all this stuff, this technology. It's not just med beds, guys. They've got so much medical technology that they are going to be sharing with us, and they're also going to be teaching us how to build it so we can help ourselves.
And that's true, folks. Like I said, I've been involved with the command since I was a kid, even though I didn't know what the command was. And let's see here. I'm taking this one person who I'm going to actually take them out. I'm taking somebody out as moderator. I heard, I won't repeat it, but I just took them out. And for people that don't understand what we're talking about or don't believe this is happening, I can say, as commander with the Ashtar Command, as talk show host that runs this show, and I do run this show, I will take anybody out anytime I want. If you get negative, I will take you out and block you. I will not allow it with anybody, because I am directly from the Ashtar Command. And you better believe it. Or you're out. Forewarned. That's a beautiful part about being who I am. And people know that everything I do is real. You know? I know there's an echo. It's just a phone. It could be I'll take my earphones off. Let me see if that makes a difference. I'll bring my volume up here. Let's see. Could my earphones do it? Okay. I will take the earphones off here. Do you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you.
Okay. But now I can't hear April. Why is that?
That was because I was muted.
Oh, okay. April, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just muted it so it wasn't echoing.
Am I way better at echoing?
It seems like you're echoing more now.
Okay. Yeah, it's the phone. No big deal. It's that phone. We'll just do the best we can. You know what I'll do? When I'm not talking, I'll unmute April and then have her respond. So let me do that. I'll put my headphones on here. So, okay, we're just going to do it that way. When I'm talking, April will be muted. When I'm not talking and she's talking, I won't talk. There you go. That will solve the problem. There you go. So, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot that is happening now. And just to give you some background, earlier tonight, I heard a woman's voice calling me, and I thought it was my wife, and she's sleeping. And thank God I didn't wake her up because that would not be good. And my daughter was awake. And I said, "Did you call me?" And she said, "No." So April came on. I said, "Let me get April on. We'll talk to, I need to figure this out." And then I find out that my sister came here. She probably was physically here somewhere coming through a rift to warn me about something. And April explained what she was warning me about. So I was visited by my sister, and then she probably went back through the rift and back on the spaceship. But she came on her own reconnaissance to my house. And she was right here somewhere because I heard her voice loud and clear, almost to the point where, if she had been in this room, I probably would have seen her for the first time. And that happened tonight, earlier. Yes. So, my family looks out for me. Evidently, they're certainly looking out for me. And she, on her own reconnaissance, came here and visited. I didn't see her, but I heard a voice, and I thought it was coming from the kitchen. So that's why I got up earlier and went to my kitchen and saw nobody. And I said, "Okay, there's nobody there. My wife's sleeping. My daughter's awake doing something else." No, this is my space sister from off the ship. I have two sisters and a brother. One of my sisters visited me tonight. I didn't see her, but I heard her voice. I had multiple witnesses here that heard my sister's voice tonight. And my father told me she came to warn me about something.
Yeah, she might have come. I don't know if she was coming across your phone or if she was coming across your through a rift. I don't know how she was coming through, but she was obviously able to come through loud enough for you to hear her this time, which was good. That means she's breaking through to communicate with you. Yeah, I just heard yes. They're talking. Sorry for the clicking of my clock. Of course, now they're stopped.
Yes, so I'm just going to put you on mute for a second, April. I'll unmute you in a minute. So what April's saying is just tonight, for the first time that I can even recall, my sister opened a rift in my house. Just like when April talks about the rift, when they come through, a father comes through, the rift is how they bring her onto the ship. Now, my sister probably came off the ship slightly. She must have been in the room, in one of my other rooms. And she was clearly speaking as clear as day. I mean, thank goodness she didn't wake my wife up. But when I heard that voice, it knocked me out. Not knocked me out, like physically knocked me out. It took my consciousness off of my show because I heard a woman's voice. So she opened the rift up and she came through. And I believe she was probably in one of the rooms for a moment. She didn't stay. She stayed long enough to tell me something. And that's what threw my whole show off. And that's why I've been so focused on this to understand what happened tonight. Yeah. So now you know, and now I know that she has created the ability to create a rift from the Ashtar ship to come in here. And that's good to know because when the time is time for me to go on the ship, they have the ability to put a rift in my house as they do with April. When it's time, they will tell me, and I will now know that that is how it works. So yeah, now I'm going to put April back on after I just said that. Let me see if I can unmute her. I should be able to unmute her. Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, so I saw the comments in there about Bigfoot beings. Yes, the Ashtar Command has been working with the Bigfoots that are on our planet. It's a whole story, guys. The Ashtar Command actually rescued the Bigfoots from the Greys. The Greys were, or the Zetas were using the Bigfoots to do negative things, and this was a long time ago, guys. This is when the pyramids were being built and stuff. They were actually using the Bigfoots to force them to build the pyramids. They were using their strength, and the Ashtar Command intervened and rescued them from the Zetas, and the Bigfoot beings were really grateful. They liked it here on our planet as well, so they decided to stay because they were brought from the Zetas planet, and they didn't want to go back there, so they made their home here on our planet. And they have been working alongside of the Ashtar Command for a very long time. They actually open and close the portals that the dimensional ships come through, which is, and some of them even work alongside of on the ships with the Ashtar Command. So yeah, there are Bigfoot space beings. I just wanted to clarify that. But all right, Commander, I'm gonna hop down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you. I love you guys.
Same here.
All right, bye guys.
All right. If anything else happens, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Bye guys.
Take care. Okay. So I knew I was supposed to bring April up here because I just knew I had to bring her up here. And my confirmation was correct. It was my sister. And at first I knew it was a woman's voice. And thank goodness many of you heard the voice. So it's not like it was me going crazy thinking that I heard a voice in my head. So I got to hear from my sister, which is the first time ever since April's had been going on the ship for over 25 times. My sister came through a rift and visited me tonight. So that is exciting for me. I mean, she was like almost like she was standing here. She was so loud. Her voice was so clear, you know? Yeah, I heard her voice live on my show. She wasn't coming through my headphones. She wasn't like coming through any technology. She was like physically, her voice was like really clear, you know? No, I've never met them in person yet, but I am. I will be meeting them soon. I'll be going on the ship soon. Now, the fact that she came to me, my father on the ship says it's not time yet, which is true. But I think we're getting close. I think I'm getting close. I think within the next 12 months. And I'm just guessing. So that's less than a year, I think. But she came to visit me, which I think I'm very humble and honored that she came. You know, she came to warn me. The command is on it. I guess there are lower vibrational ET ships in my area that are trying to interfere with what I'm doing here. And the Astro Command is going to take them out. The Astro Command is going to go after them, and they're going to be taken out. They're not going to be able to get near me. I met my space family. Well, because I did not come from this planet, I came from Mars. Before I came to Earth, I worked on the ships in intergalactic communications between different planetary systems. And I came here in human form to volunteer to be here, so I was a volunteer. There were many volunteers that came to Earth, what they call Starseed. I volunteered to come here, and I didn't know who anything was until I got older, but I had many, many spaceship sightings as a kid. Yeah, I can't wait, Alicia, to hear the replay on that. And maybe with my headphones, listening to the voice, I'll be able to hear her voice. But it was a young woman's voice, and very, very clear. I'm going to find out where it was, and I'll try to edit the video. I'll try to edit the video so you can hear my sister's voice. but she came to visit me, and my sister loves me, and she came to tell me, to warn me that there were negative ET ships in the area that were trying to interfere with what I'm doing. Now that I know that, I know my father heard me through April's. Well, hears me anyway, whether April's here or not. They watched me on the spaceship on a monitoring screen. They're going to take the negative ETs out before they even come here. And let's face it. I can send a spaceship over to somebody's house and get rid of the negative ETs in 2 seconds. Now, if the negative ETs want to play games with me, they're playing with fire, because the commander is going to take them out. They're probably already on it right now. They're probably already going after them. They can't stop us. These negative ETs are working with certain sectors of our government, just to let people know. The government's aware of what April and I have been doing. They can't stop it. They can't stop us. They'll never stop us. If you want disclosure, as I've told people, this is where it's going to happen. That's why they're afraid of us. That's why they're trying to stop us, because we're telling people the truth. We're telling people what's going on. We're telling you what's happening. You're sharing your truth. Your stories are important because they are part of the collective of disclosure. When anybody tells me a story on this show, it's disclosure. Think about it. If you've had contact with space people, it's disclosure. If you've seen crop circles, it's disclosure. If you're having UFO sightings and you're documenting them, it's disclosure. Everything we are doing is disclosure. The negative ETs are reptilians, a Zeta, and there's one other group that are working with the government, have worked with the government secretly to try to stop people from being awake in terms of knowing the truth. And now the negative ETs are being captured around the planet, and they're going to be sent off planet on a one-way ticket out. They're not going to be able to come back to Earth. So Dracos would be part of that as well. So they are being taken off planet. April mentioned some in Japan, in that sector of the planet. They're in different parts of the world. They've been trying to hide and make themselves look like they're important and like they have these big, large numbers of their group, and they're not very large at all. But they try to psychologically make humans think that they have more power, and they don't have any power. They're afraid because they're being exposed. They're afraid and they're being exposed. Yes, they're in all different states. Arizona, they've been there in other states. But the Ashtar Command is finding them, and we are taking them out. Now I'm speaking not just as your talk show host, but I'm speaking in my Ashtar Command mode right now, and they are taking them out. We will find every single ET that has been doing negative things to human beings on the planet in general. They are going to be taken off this planet. I guarantee it. And if you don't believe what I'm saying is true. Laugh now, but don't laugh later. Laugh now, but don't laugh later. And the person that says, we don't believe me, I appreciate you being very honest. I appreciate that. And because you don't believe me, I appreciate that. So I just kicked you right out into space. Thank you for being very honest. Let's see. Who am I bringing on here? I didn't bring anybody on here. Who is this?
Don't give me tips.
Oh, UAP, how are you?
How you doing, Commander?
How'd you get up here, man?
You invited me in.
I did.
You sent me that request.
I did. Okay, this is really weird. Okay, good evening.
It's nice talking to you, though.
It's good to talk to you too, man. You're echoing too.
I know you was too, like a little while ago.
You sound pretty good. Things are really weird, This has been a crazy night. My sister comes to visit me from the spaceship. That's a first.
That is beautiful, though, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is. So how are you doing? How's everything going where you are? have a lot of cars going by you.
I can't hear you. I'm outside.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of traffic.
Yeah, the car just went by right now.
So how are things going with you?
Everything is okay. I still do my own thing outside every night when it's clear. Just
Yeah,
catching videos, recording stuff.
yeah. No, I'm glad to hear you, man.
But it's beautiful though.
Yeah. No, we're definitely having all kinds of interesting things happen here.
Yep, the
Thank
energy
you.
is shifting right in front of us.
It's shifting right here on the show.
Yes, everywhere.
And what I love is that things are so fluid now. Things are happening so quickly now for everybody watching this show. If you watch
Correct.
this show and you become a follower, your consciousness is going to shift in a nanosecond. I guarantee it. You'll never be the same person after watching Encounters ever. I guarantee it.
That's
UFO
correct.
UAP knows that.
That's correct.
There's no going backwards.
Never. No other show
Because,
in the world like Encounters. It's the best show out there anywhere on the
thank
internet.
you. Thank you. And we have to move forward because when we move forward, we expand consciousness. When we move backwards, we inhibit ourselves from understanding the truth.
That's
So I
correct.
love it. When I just took this other person out just now, who I've never even heard of before, I just blocked her
Oh,
because didn't believe what's going on. So I'm being really really direct with people. I mean, it's funny how they come in here just to be, oh, I don't think that's happening. You know, I am now
yeah.
being in command mode. So as host of the show, I can do whatever I want. If I see
Correct.
somebody going
Correct.
negative, I will boost them into outer space, guaranteed.
Block
You
them
know,
immediately.
the commander has no problem doing that. I do a professional talk show. This is not your normal TikTok where you can get on here and yell and scream at each other. I don't let that happen. This is a talk show. So they don't know that though, right? I'm always very direct, which is the best policy. I am so direct.
Correct.
You know how I am. I don't mince my words when I talk on here.
Yes. Yep.
Well, it's good to have you on here,
Straightforward and
brother.
clear. If they don't like
Anything
it, then they go.
happening? Any UFO
Nothing
stuff
new.
happening out here?
It's every day is a different day. I capture them big ball of lights, those
Yeah,
Merkabas,
yeah,
those
yeah,
orbs, and different. Sometimes they shift be flashing at us. Sometimes I posted
yeah.
the videos quite a few times. They turn the lights on us because we have a flashlight, so we put it on them, then they flash back at us.
Have you tried
And
to
I capture that. That's
have you tried to telepathically communicate with them?
I do. I
You
try,
do.
but
See?
I I guess there was a week where they flashed that at 5 days in a row. So I was telling my wife maybe they're getting ready for contact. They're getting me ready for the second contact, and really come down and
Yeah.
talk. But I
Well,
told them they're welcome to.
I think that's your space family that's contacting you over there where you are.
That's correct. That's correct, Commander. I believe that too. And
Yeah.
they're getting ready to make a second contact, I guess.
Yeah. I think if you just meditate telepathically, I know that you'll be able to communicate with them. I wouldn't doubt that you have not gone off planet in your dream state and you don't remember
I don't.
that you probably visited them.
Babe, they're always up there, and I know there's there's a lot of ships up there because we see them, and sometimes it's like eyes only. You can't record, no videotaping, none of that. But we
Right.
do
Right.
see them go by. We see them go by because the flashlight breaks in half, like something
Yeah.
just went on top of it and it cuts the light out. So I
Yeah.
know there's a lot of stuff up there in the dark, because we usually come out here at night. After 10, we
Yeah.
come out. It's very dark. The skies are up there. The sky is clear, so we go scanning all night for like 3 hours, and we
Yeah.
record
Wow.
whatever we
Well,
can. But we see amazing stuff.
you are connected. Your space family is always connecting when you're out there. When you're on the West Coast, I think you're right. I think very soon you will have, whatever how it works, you'll have individual contact with your space family.
I can't wait.
Uh,
I can't wait because
yeah.
I'm ready.
Someone's saying, I think it's her Minanel UFOs 1177. How do you meet your galactic family? Um, we're going to bring you up, and you can ask the question live. I'll answer your question live. Come on up, and you come up on audio. and you're going to be a guest on the show here.
Hello.
How are you? Oh, are you there? She just went on mute. Hey, hello, how are you?
Sorry, my
That's
dogs were
okay.
barking.
Dogs do bark. And what's your first name?
Chelsea.
Chelsea, nice to meet you. What part of the world are you in?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, welcome from Texas. So you had a question about how you meet your galactic family and that you've seen ships?
Yes, I've seen ships. I've seen them ships twice. But I would love to see more of them. I've always been looking in the stars ever since I was a little kid. I've always felt like I've been connected with something in the sky. Um, I just I don't know how to explain it. I just have always felt connected.
Hmm. When you see the ships, do you feel a sense of positiveness? Meaning, when I interview people, one of the first things I say when they say they sing the ship, are you feeling like a vibration of love? What are you feeling?
Oh, I get so excited. It's like my heart jumps out of my chest. Like I feel such positive energy.
Yeah, yeah. And have you attempted to, and I'm not saying you know any of this, but have you attempted to quietly communicate with them through consciousness, meaning without words?
No, I never thought to do that. I've always just been like, oh my gosh, I've got to, like the first time I saw one, I was driving and I literally pulled over so I could get out of the car and watch it. And I watched it. I watched it fly around for a few minutes and it stopped about 100 yards away from me and
Hmm.
then took off. And it was just
Hmm.
gone.
Yeah.
And I was I was so in awe of that.
Mm.
And I actually had like I was probably out there for about 5 to 10 minutes
Hmm.
watching this beautiful ship. It had beautiful lights on it,
Mm.
and it just I have to say I'm in awe of of them, of whoever is I've seen. Uh, the
Yeah.
second the second time I saw him, I was at my house actually, and there were these two lights just dancing around my
Mm.
house,
Mm.
and it was so cool. And I tried to get my mom out to see it, and she didn't see it, but
Mm.
it was really cool.
Wow. You know what? And that just, as you hear your story, if you're new to my show, I read energy when people tell me stories here. That's one of my gifts. And what I will say is, I'd like you to attempt to use your what I call telepathy. This how this will work is they are your star family. That's why they're appearing to you, and that's why you're seeing their ships dance around your house. They're trying to tell you, hey, we're here, and they're getting your visual attention with your eyes, and you're visually seeing them. But how would you like to communicate with them through consciousness?
Oh, that would be unreal. I would totally love that.
Yeah, you actually can do that. You can actually contact them through consciousness. What I mean is telepathy. So, you know how we're talking to each other, UAP and you and me are on here together. We're having a interactive conversation, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So telepathy is the same thing. We are having a interactive communications through consciousness. We don't move our lips or anything. We use our consciousness. So if you say before you go to sleep tonight, I am a Christed being of light and I wish to contact my Christed cosmic family of light that's been visiting me. If you say those very specific disciplined words, in I do believe in the next few weeks you will make contact with them and you'll get to ask them questions like, what planetary system are you from? Where have you come from to visit me? I know you're trying to contact me. I thank you. where are you from? And as you facilitate that communications with them, I believe that you will have mental telepathy contact, interactive contact. You're going to open the cosmic doorway for just them to communicate with you. You're not opening a cosmic doorway for just any specific ET civilization to try to interfere with it. So that's why it's really important when you're doing this that I will only allow the cosmic family, the Christed family of light that I am connected with on the spaceships I've seen to communicate with me. And as you discipline yourself through telepathy of how to do this, you will only have contact with that specific group of space people that are actually spiritual beings of light that are on those ships that you've been seeing. Do you understand?
Okay, so yeah, I do. So basically, you know the Dr. Stephen Greer.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever heard of him?
I interviewed
Yeah.
him back in the 90s.
Um,
I actually met him.
oh wow, I've been following his work for a long time, and he has that CE5 website, or
Yes, the
excuse me,
C5.
app.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that a good thing to do also, or should I just
Yes.
do what you said?
A C5 app is good for the visual encounter, but for the verbal encounter, telepathy is the thing that you need to do. Telepathy is where you'll communicate with the space people. The C5 app is where you'll have
Okay.
visual contact of the spaceship, but that's what the C5 does. Not to say that the C5 will not bring the spiritual ships of light to you to the point where they want to land in the field. That could possibly happen too, but I think really more important for you is you're already seeing the spaceships. They know you're there. The space people know you're there. It's to learn how to use your telepathy for clear conscious communications through consciousness with the space people because they operate in a frequency of telepathy. They operate through communicating with each other, even though they are human and they have, a mouth. They use their consciousness to communicate with each other, and that's how you'll learn to communicate with
Okay.
them. Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so
yeah.
much.
I knew I had to bring you up here for some reason, and I want you to come up and ask me your question. You
Yeah.
know.
I when when I look, I've been looking through all kinds of UFO stuff for years, and for some reason, something told me to come and be on your page tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
I think we were meant to speak.
Yes, and I hope you'll stick with our show. This is the number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media, and I'm glad you found our show. I'm following you too, by the way.
Oh, I'm following you.
Oh, thank you very much down in Texas. What's your first name again?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. I'll have to remember that. Chelsea, folks. Everyone, thank Chelsea for being here. And UAP, while you're on here, he just had something happen. What happened, UAP, UFO?
So my wife is flashing at this little balls of light right now in the sky, but one of them was a ship. He just turned the light on. I had to mute it because she started screaming, "Look, look, look, look!" And then I went and looked. Yeah, there was a big white light in the middle of the sky, and it just shut it off. It was just for us saying hello. And they do
Yeah.
that
Now,
all the time. All the time
so,
they do that to
so,
us.
so your space family just did something to say hello to you.
Correct, correct.
That's
They
so
just
Okay.
turned the
cool.
white. They just turned the white light on the ship like a headlight, like a big white headlight. They turned it on for like
Yeah.
5 seconds and then shut it
Wow.
off and kept
Wow.
moving.
Wow.
That was so
So
cool.
now,
I couldn't record because I have the phone in my hand and I'm talking right here on the show. But I have quite a few videos of those where they flashed at us. They turned the white light on.
well, what they want you to do is do what I just mentioned to Chelsea. You need to really meditate, you and your wife, on contacting them through consciousness now. I'd like to have you start doing that and listen to what they say to you. Do a Christed meditation and say, "I only want you to come. I want to now communicate with you when they appear. Say, can you communicate with me through my consciousness and verbally speak to me? I'm ready to communicate." And if you do that, not only are you going to continually see the spaceships that you're seeing, you'll now be able to communicate with them through your consciousness. So you need to do that.
I'm going to start doing that
Yeah,
today. Start
yeah.
praying and talking to them. Hopefully I get some response.
Oh, you will. That's just another thing you need to do. That's like you know how you have a puzzle, you have half of the puzzle that's really good. You're looking for the other half of the puzzle. The other half of the puzzle is your consciousness. You're seeing the ships. Now it's your consciousness to communicate with them telepathically. That will be bringing everything together like this, as opposed to like this. It'll be like this.
Okay,
Awesome.
okay. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
doing that, Commander. And then if
Okay.
I get anything, hopefully, I'm gonna let you know. You'll be the first one, like always.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh,
Well, I know we're getting
definitely.
up to, I
I'll
know
let
that
you
I
know
have.
too.
Oh, thank you,
Sorry.
Kelsey. No,
All
no, you're
right.
good. I'm making my goal here. I would like to get some gifting going on here for the show. Thank you so far for all the people that did gift us. We have 7 more actual galaxies available. When you support my show, if you're new to TikTok, if you have the ability to gift, you send me a gift. It'll go over the screen, and that helps me what I do. You can become a subscriber to my TikTok, and I have 25 of 100 subscribers. You can subscribe for a month, 2 months. You can also go to my Cash App on Venmo and do a direct support that way. So we do appreciate all your gifts from tonight. And if you're new to the TikTok, you'll learn that there's a thing called gifting. So some of you might be new. There's a lot of things that you can do to help other people, like the show that I do here, which is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. April just went on the ship. I knew that was going to happen, Trisha. I knew she was going on the ship. I knew it. My friend April was on here with me tonight. She just went on the ship.
That is beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. It's so for people that know April, my friend in Vermont, we work together. We're part of a group of 5. My sister came to me earlier tonight and came through a rift to speak to me in my room. I didn't see her, but I heard her voice. And then April just now, moments ago, went on off planet on the Astro ship. We'll have updates from April when she comes back to Earth, but she is now off planet.
That is so cool.
Thank you for the updates for those that were on live with April just now. She had a dance party. Yeah, whenever she has a dance party, that's when they take her off on the ship when she has a dance party. Yes,
That is
Papa.
beautiful.
Yes, she just went on the ship. Yes.
That is
And that,
awesome.
I want people to know here everything you're hearing here is the real deal. We're not here speculating about the existence of life elsewhere like some people do on YouTube and everything else. We're not talking to government people that are formerly in the military about whether there's going to be disclosure in Washington. We don't care about Washington. I don't even care about Area 51. That stuff is immaterial to me. I know that where we come from, we already come from a place way beyond Earth. Gusky, thank you for the galaxy. And this is why I say we are going to make and have disclosure here on this program. Myself and April and the others, Johnny, Chesno, and Kit Kat, are part of a group of 5. The space people, our family, chose us, and we're all in the same region. We all are in the Northeast, not far from each other. Our group is going to go on the ship, and my sister, again, like I said earlier, I'll be listening to the recording of this show. My sister came and visited me. I'm surprised she didn't come into the room and talk to me here in my room, but she spoke loud and clear. And then April came on. My father on the ship said that it was my sister, and my sister came through a rift, the same kind of rift that April goes to go on the ship. My sister came. So now I know that
That is beautiful.
I know they can come anytime they want. Now I was wondering how they would do that, but now I understand better that they can open a rift in my living room, in the kitchen, anywhere they want in the house, and they can be in this room in 2 seconds. Now I understand it. Now I completely get it. I understand how it works. But April has now been taken off planet. I suspect she'll be off planet for maybe an hour Earth time. She might be off planet for over a month off planet. There is no time and space. When she comes back, we'll have more information. Interesting. All right, folks, we're almost at 55,000. It's almost 1:30. If everybody taps my screen, please do. If you tap my screen, I want to get to 100,000 likes tonight. Please follow each other, follow me, follow everybody. I'm a big believer in people helping each other, following each other. We're at 55.6. but you have to tap the screen on my screen in order to bring up the likes. If you don't do it, it won't happen by itself. And the ones that are doing it, I'm sure their fingers are getting tired. So if 100, 290 people do it, we can get up to 100,000 people liking us in a nanosecond, or maybe more than a nanosecond. Let me see here. So things are really happening. And Chelsea, do you hear like a sound coming over? Do you have like traffic around you?
Oh no, it's I think it's my fan probably. Let me see if it
No, no,
is.
no. It's not. It's not your fan. It's actually UFOs. He's got traffic where he is in California. No, it's not you.
Commander,
It's not you.
I think I should get off because I'm on the street and it's hard
Yeah.
to stay quiet. But I
Okay.
thank you for
Well,
having me though.
no problem, man. You keep. Let me know what's happening with the telepathy, and keep us in tune with what's going on too.
I sure will do that, and light and love for everybody.
Same to you, my
Same
friend.
to
Same to you.
you.
Thank you, Commander. Thank you. Good night.
Okay, we'll get that going there. So now, as we are here, let me see. Someone else wants to come up here. Who is that? B. Oh, we'll take a guess. B wants to join us. Let me see who B is. To be or not to be is the question. Hey, B. Good evening or good morning.
Good evening. It's evening where I am. So
And
hi.
whereabouts are you? Hi,
I'm in Brazil right now.
Brazil. Welcome from Brazil, and
Thank you.
welcome to the show. This is the number one UFO spiritual talk show on the social media. What would you like to share with us tonight?
Nothing. I just when I feel like going in, I tune in. I'm sorry.
Oh no, don't be sorry. We're glad to have you with us. You're watching
Yeah, I
one of the best
just
shows.
the vibes was immaculate, so I thought I was gonna tune in and just
Good. You got good
let you know
vibes too,
about
so
that.
we're glad to have you with us too. Welcome.
Yes.
You're going to be addicted to the show. It's better than drugs. This show, you'll be addicted to all
I
the
would
beautiful
hope
things that
so.
Oh,
happen.
totally
you know.
addicting.
Oh
I
yeah.
would hope so.
I have nothing to do with that part of it, but yeah, it's all good. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for coming up here and stepping up here to say hello. It's a blessing. All right. And have you seen any UFOs down in Brazil or anything happening down there that we should know about?
I think they're everywhere 24/7.
Yeah, I think you're right. And they are everywhere. They're increasing. The space people, the ships are increasing all over the world now. That
I
people are
mean, as
having
long as
sightings.
they're here to enlighten us and help us, why not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the ones that were not here to enlighten us or help us are being rounded up with the group that I
That's their
work with.
problem. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
that's their
being taken off
problem.
planet. That's their problem. They're going to be taken off planet. They are anyway.
Yeah,
So
no,
no worries.
that's okay. Yeah.
That
I
is
used to
okay.
like freak out a little bit about the other ones, but then yeah.
Yeah. Well, I work with the Ashtar Command. As you get to know me, I'm not from here. I'm from Mars originally with 10 to 15 million
Me too,
people.
actually. I don't like talking about it, but yes, me too.
Don't on here. It's time to come out of the closet and be who you are. That's one of the beautiful
That's my
things about
favorite
me
thing to
is
do.
I came out of the closet 21 years ago. Actually, when I was a kid playing baseball in Long Island with two other kids, for some crazy reason, I had to say I was from Mars, and they got really angry.
Yeah,
But
I didn't want to
uh,
tell people I was from Mars because of how much contradiction there is towards it.
yeah,
How do you
you know,
know where you're from?
how do you know where you're
Yeah,
from?
I
Well, how
yeah.
how did you know where you're from? You go first.
Me?
Yeah.
I took a lot of DMT. That's it.
Oh, okay. So I don't
Yeah.
take anything. I actually came
I
here
but I
and
always knew there was something off that I needed to figure out since birth.
I
yeah,
feel that way too, and I look in a particular area of the sky all the time, and I feel like I'm from that area.
Then
yeah.
you
You
probably are.
probably are. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's that isn't it beautiful when you have a knowing in within that you come from that area? That means
Yes.
that you're awake and you just have to confirm it. Now you're telling us that story, that part of your life. Yeah, absolutely. Once you get that instinct of, well, I came from that area, you'll keep looking at it. Just go with that. Don't second guess yourself. Most likely that's the truth.
Okay.
You know?
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It
It's
is
so
cool.
simple
Very
but so
cool.
complex at the same time.
Well, you know why it's complicated? Because our brain tries to question everything. Like we have a thing called the human brain, you know. But when I tell people, if you go within the center of your being, you'll have the cosmic truth. If you look for it in your brain, it's going to question everything. It's going to make you doubt everything. Sometimes you have to tell the brain. I do this to my brain. I say to the brain, please be quiet. I know what I'm doing. And if you say it
Yeah,
that way,
the best
you can't
one.
offend the brain. Just, please be quiet. I know what I'm doing.
The brain is annoying sometimes, huh?
It can be annoying, yeah. Sometimes you have to tell it to stay in the corner, be good, and you're not punished. I just need to be able to clearly center into my knowingness, and that's what I always do.
I recently saw this thing on TikTok that the souls that are originally on Earth right now are like the Earth souls, the Mars souls, and like some other type of souls. I think they're angelic ones. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Well, they're angelic beings. Hey,
Well, but
yeah.
you know how some of them don't work for the light.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
the light,
Yeah.
but like
They
you know
wouldn't
what I
be
mean. It's hard to
well,
put it on terms.
I know how to do it. So they're basically whoever put something on TikTok, I don't know, but I will tell you they're non-angelic beings that don't work for the cosmic good.
Oh,
But
that's
but those type of beings are being thrown out of the planet. They're being caught up by the Ashtar Command, which I work for, which I don't get paid. When I say I
I
work for, I am part of.
you know what you're
And
talking about.
those are the Christed beings of light. So we're rounding up every single sector of the planet. We're finding these small groups of negative ETs that have been causing havoc for over 70 years on Earth. They're going to be all taken off the planet on a one-way trip out. That's what they're doing right now. So the negative ETs are trying to do last minute things to confuse people, but it's not going to work. We're stopping them. We're putting a stop to all of it.
So happy it's working. I've been
Yeah, it
really
is.
tired. I've been feeling this tiredness since I was
Mm-hmm.
born in this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it freaked me out a little bit because, when you
Yeah.
know, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
It's a
glad it
good
worked.
time to be here. It's good to be here. You will find so many beautiful things happening here.
And
Interviews that I
even
do with
if
people.
not everyone sees it, we did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're here. We're here to
That's why
just do
you're
our mission
here.
work. Well,
Yeah.
that's why I'm here. Yeah.
That's why what Harmony EFO, that's why you're here also.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chelsea.
It's
That's Chelsea. Yeah.
Hermione UFOs.
Chelsea. Yes, that's why you're also here.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a question.
Yeah.
Uh, is it possible for you not only to be part of a space family, but like somebody else in your family to be part of that family as well?
Yes, if they are aware of it. If you have, let's say, a sister or brother or someone in your extended Earth family that has
Uh-huh.
had contact or having similar things that are positive, it's very, very much so that that person can be also part of the same origin with a galactic star family as you are. Absolutely true.
Because I just had a like growing up, I had this extra special like connection with my grandparents.
Yeah,
What and I just always felt like they were part of what I was feeling towards that area
yeah,
in the sky. I don't know
yeah.
why.
Because you're connected to that area. If you get a star chart, you can download a star chart and look what the stars are in that area, and that'll give you an idea of where that area is that you're connected to the star family that you're connected with in that specific star region. So I would download a star chart. They have apps. I don't know which one to tell you. There's like one or two that are really good, and point it to the area where you look, and it'll actually go along the sky with you to that area, and you'll be able to
Uh-huh.
see those stars.
Oh,
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
So it
Hey,
is
Bryn,
possible that my grandparents are from there too.
if you have an idea, if you feel that how would you, now, very interesting enough, how
I
would you
don't want to be the
know?
person that says yes, but as
Yeah.
my gift is telling me yes.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with that because obviously I think, Chelsea, you already know the answer.
Yeah.
You
That's
knew
why
the
she's
answer, right?
asking.
I
Right.
just it's
Yeah,
just
when
nice
you,
to
go
have
ahead.
people that you can bounce back
Confirm
your
it.
feelings and stuff about this
You
too.
confirm it
Mhm.
just to make sure that you're not going crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you definitely, it's all right to ask. Thank you, River, for the hat. It's all right to ask
A
us and to
beautiful
get,
mission that we all do together that is
yeah,
sometimes a little bit crazy. And
it is crazy.
it's crazy because when you said, like, you remember what I told you that I did with DMT and you said you didn't do drugs for it? I wish I didn't have to do drugs for it.
Yeah.
But I had to understand those that were doing it,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
those that were in the middle of it too. Like
yeah.
see other people doing it and knowing what's going on and not being able to share it.
Yeah. Well, that was a way for you. That was your way of using it for a momentary time to actually wake up to the knowledge of where you came from Mars. So
But
in
I
that case,
hated it.
you what?
I didn't like it.
No, I understand that. And I wish we, if people only knew that they can get to where they need to go without anything other than opening up their cosmic consciousness. I do workshops where I teach people how
Like
to do that. I take them off
I
planet.
wish your knowledge was more popular.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting there. This show is so big now that
It's
people
opening.
are
I'm
open.
talking about. I want it to be like everywhere.
It will be. It's going to be there
Translated.
sooner.
I'll be
Yes.
translating it.
There you go. That's a
Um,
good thing.
that's cool.
Like
You know.
I'm tired of like paying attention and not saying anything about it, and it's really hard.
No. The
Yeah.
people are coming since I came on here from Facebook in 2023 is when I first came here. I was guided by friends of mine get on TikTok and I do a radio show. I'm on NPR radio for 21 years, out of the closet on radio, doing the Cosmic Eye
Nice.
radio show. And so I am a professional broadcaster. So when I'm on here, the difference between me and 10,000 other people on TikTok is I do a show. I see these TikTokers arguing about this and that and everything else, yelling at each other. They're not doing any kind of show. They're just people on there trying to get a lot of rise out of people. And what I do is a professional show. Plus, I'm a contactee with Positive Space Contact. I work with the Ashtar Command, so I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I have intention of what I'm doing on this show, and I know that I'm here to bust the matrix, and I do it every day.
Amen.
Yeah.
Can I give you an example of somebody trying to use this for something that I didn't like? It was this guy, like, this thing doesn't have anything to do with religion. And there was this guy putting, like, people trying to argue that God was bad. You know what I mean? The definition of God, of
Yeah,
humanity. And he only wanted people there that wanted to argue with him. And I thought that was fucking crazy. Sorry.
and
Sorry.
we have to watch that. The reason why someone would do that on TikTok, if they're on TikTok, because they want to get ratings. They want to get like
I get it,
100,000
but like,
people watching.
why? Like in
It's just
this time, why
they're
would you
they're in,
want to do that?
that's because they're in an egotistic state. If I was there, I would read the energy right away that they're in an ego state. If a person's not in an ego state of self power, they wouldn't say that. But a person that's in an ego state as a human being, and on social media platforms like this, the only reason they're doing what they're doing, they're thinking, "Oh, I'll do something different. I'll have this kind of thing going on here with all these thousands of people yelling at me," and that's what they do.
But it's not
And that's how,
different.
That's not.
It's the most common thing that they do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people on TikTok that do that.
You
Thank God
know,
I am not one of those people.
like my ego, how I dealt with my ego was to like face it alone.
Yeah,
And now like I talk about it, of course,
yeah,
but like in the most peaceful and like why would you want to use your ego for evil?
yeah. But you know
I don't
what?
understand
We
people
we
that
have
do anything.
we have a choice to. What I do is I ignore those people on social
Even
media.
if we have to go through it, we
Yeah,
always wake up. Why would you not want to wake up?
yeah. But see, the thing is, you have to choose to make the decision not to feed into them. And the way you don't feed into those kind of social media live people is not to watch them, not to listen to them. I don't go, I mean, I'm very disciplined. I do what I do. I come on here, I have my family life, you know, and I
How
do
old were
this.
you when you woke up, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
when I woke up is when I had the spaceship sighting in the '60s in a cul-de-sac in Long Island when I was still living in New York State. I went upstairs from my kitchen. My brother, mother, and father were downstairs. I went up for no reason, and I saw a spaceship hovering in the darkness with a radiant light around it. And I saw in the ship, men, women, and some children in light blue space outfits, and they were telepathic people, and they were just beautiful people like us, a very spiritual energy, and they told me telepathically that I wasn't from here. So that's when I woke up, is when that happened. But I also was so involved in going through Earth-based school that I didn't always pay attention to. I had always sightings when I was a kid, like 3 in the morning. I'd get up and see fireball green spaceships going over the sky at night in a suburban neighborhood at 3 in the morning. I've had sightings of big spaceships over 2 football fields of length in Connecticut here in the 80s. I watched the ship for over 35 minutes with tubular bottoms, lights blinking like crazy, and spinning slowly over a wooded area above a condo complex. So my waking up experience is when I was a kid, but I'm now fully activated, and I can do a lot of things. I can do a number of things.
I'm asking this just because clearly you know that I know. Otherwise, I wouldn't be
Mm,
talking to you about this.
right.
I purposely woke myself up because it just, you know what I mean? It wasn't asked, it was something that we all decided. It
Hmm.
wasn't, it was just, I was the person to do it because I was there at the time to do it.
Mm.
And I know
No,
I know what I'm talking about right now is not crazy.
no. On this show, everybody will believe what you're saying. I always say,
I
look at.
know I asked to activate the show earlier. I know this is something crazy to speak about on the show.
Not here.
I know. That's why I'm speaking about it.
Right.
There's interference going on, and that's why I'm doing it this way in this manner. I am gonna go completely crazy on the show. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
But everything's under control.
Oh, good. Well, we're
Um,
getting up to. Go ahead,
I,
Chelsea.
I was
Sorry.
gonna
Sorry
say,
for the disclaimer. I apologize. It was
oh no.
it was asked for by everyone. It wasn't like when I like I didn't purposely woke up. You know, I took DMT to wake up. So it was drugs involved. It was
But you're
asked
you're done with the drugs now, right?
100%. I only smoke weed
Okay.
still just
Okay.
because
Okay.
it just helps me. But everything else, including the DMT, I'm over it
Oh, good. Good.
because you know I saw it. I saw it all.
Yeah.
I experienced it all. I went through it all. I lived in San Francisco that like I lived in the Tenderloin and I talked to all of them. I talked to everyone. I was like, okay, is this what we're doing? We're gonna do it. But I need to understand it if we're gonna do it this way.
Yeah. So we'll keep away from you saying anything about any
I'm not
drug
going to.
related
I
work
am prohibited to.
because that could mess up my account, and I don't want to have any problems.
It won't, I promise.
Okay. Well, I know we're getting up to 80,000.
Uh,
At 100,000, we're going to call it a night until tomorrow night. But go ahead, Chelsea.
um, I was trying to remember when I woke up to you like UFOs and everything. I honestly can't remember not feeling that I wasn't from somewhere
I
else.
hear you.
And my mom
Chelsea.
my mom usually jokes that I you know I it all happened in the womb when she took me to see Star Wars. So I don't know, maybe I was born that way.
Interesting. Well, Star Wars, I've always watched those movies. I found them, interesting. I've watched Close Encounters. I've watched, what's the movie?
Oh, I watched.
Contact with Jodie Foster.
Yeah, I've watched every movie about every alien ever, I think.
Well, the only movies I stopped while the movies that were negative Hollywood movies about ETs were purposely, I think, produced back in the 50s and 60s to make people afraid of the fact that there are space people. And
Yeah.
I think that was done deliberately by Hollywood in conjunction with Hollywood has connections with the Pentagon. And I believe they did this purposely to confuse people, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, my favorite alien movie is E.T. though.
E.T., yeah, that's a beautiful movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, yeah,
And
with
then
the bicycle and the kids.
yeah, I love that movie. And then of course I love the Star Wars series, but as my mom says, I loved that in the womb. So
Yeah.
but I honestly I can't remember not feeling like from not feeling that I was from somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That was another good movie. Um, there's so many good things. Like if you watch the Cocoon movies, the
Oh,
series
I
of
love
Cocoon movies,
those.
those were so beautiful. That was a really clear rendition of men and women in like a human bodysuit. And then when they took the bodysuit off, they were pure men and women of pure, beautiful light.
Yes.
And then they got beamed up back on their ship over the water. And that was one of the best renditions of at least one type of situation where the light beings looked like that. I thought that was a beautiful. The Cocoon movies, I can always watch them and get a lot of revelation from that kind of a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting up to 1:37 in the morning. We've been on here since 11:13 p.m. East Coast. I want to thank Chelsea
Oh,
and
thank you.
thank you for being on here. Let us know what happens with telepathy, which is what I was telling you earlier how to do. I'm interested to see if you make contact on a conscious level. And my
Yes,
friend in
definitely.
Brazil, can you give me your first name again? I'm sorry.
Barbara.
Barbara. Nice to meet you, Barbara in
What is
Brazil.
your first name, please?
My name is Aleon, 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 Commander
Nice
Aleon.
to
I'm the
meet
host
you.
of the show. Nice to meet you too.
It was
So
nice
I
to
want to
meet
thank
both
you.
of you.
Nice to meet you,
Yes.
Chelsea.
See? Good thing. So I want to thank you both for coming on here. We'll be on tomorrow night at 11 o'clock with another interesting show. And we'll see if my sister comes through a rift and starts talking to me here in the room.
That
Everybody
would be
take care.
awesome.
This show is being recorded. All my shows, just to let you know, are on my YouTube channel. I do have a major YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. If you go there, you can watch previous shows from the nights before. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can watch previous shows that I've been doing with people on encounters. Again, Barbara, Chelsea, take care and have a great night.
You
Take care.
too.
Okay, take
Bye.
care. Let's do this here. Okay, let's do this here. And it's almost time. We're at 84.6 thousand. Since 11:15 tonight, we've had 8,200 people watch the show since 11:15 Eastern. 8,200 people. Thank you for all the 8,200 people that were watching the show tonight. Thank you so much. Even though you're seeing 268, the totality since 11:15 has been 8,200 people. That's amazing. 8,200 people watching the show, whether it's a half hour, 10 minutes, it's 8,200 people. Please tap on the screen. If you don't tap, you won't bring the numbers up to 100,000. If everybody taps, you have 258 people in the room here. If everybody taps, we can get up to 100,000 real quickly. So I need everybody to take their finger, tap on my screen, and you'll bring the numbers up really quick. You didn't know that, did you? So I say, how's the heart thing happen? You have to tap on the screen. You'll have the heart happening. The heart is the thing that brings me up. And if everybody taps, I'll get up to 100,000 before 2 o'clock. So I'm watching the screen. I want to again thank everybody for being here. If you want to be a guest on the show, please join us tomorrow night at 11 o'clock for encounters. We're on most nights. And definitely we thank all our guests for being here. Brad, thank you for joining us. Brad, we'll have Brad on here and have him share some really interesting things. Brad had him on this morning, and we'll get Brad on maybe tomorrow night to show you some really beautiful things he's doing in terms of disclosure and revelation of the spaceships and so forth of light. So it's good to wind it down here. We're almost at 100,000. We're at 89.9. Again, if you're not knowing how to do this, we have a lot of people that can just tap on my screen. You'll bring the numbers up and the hearts will go up. That's how it's done. So when you see a heart, the house person creating the heart, they tap on the screen. And if you can tap quicker than the other person, you'll get me up to 100,000. As a matter of fact, I can probably out tap everybody. So right now I'm tapping really quick. I just darkened the screen. I'm going to bring it back up. I'm going to bring my screen back up. There we go. I'm almost back up. I bring it up higher? There you go. We're at 92.6. Okay, Sue OV has a question. Okay, Sue OV. Sue OV, we'd like to get your question, Sue OV. Let's see here. So Sue OV, where are you? Someone's. Oh, Sue OV. Okay, Sue OV, I'm going to bring you up, Sue OV. You'll be our last guest for tonight. Welcome to the show. Where are you located? So Lovey. So Lovey, I think it is, right?
Yeah, So Love.
So Love. Okay, and what's your first name?
Like my real name.
Macaroni. Thank you for coming on here. And so tell us, welcome to the show. You're our last guest for the night. What would you like to share with us?
So I just have a few questions. I had an experience a few years ago that I've always been kind of unsure about. It's just very confusing, the story itself. It is kind of a long-winded story, so I will cut to the chase with the story. But I just wanted some advice on the story that I have about what you think it may have been.
Okay.
So I was in a situation, I had a girlfriend at the time, and we were living in a house, like renting out a room. It was a house full of strangers. There was a witch living in the house, but someone moved in above us. And that is kind of where things started getting weird. The guy that moved above us, we used to smell like this smell that comes through the vents. Like it smelled like kind of like old cat pee mixed with like something else. I don't know how to explain it. But it was like the weirdest smell. And every time we would smell this smell, we would just like know that something was off. Long story short, what I believe is that I was put into a trance. And I say that is because it's kind of like I started doing the same thing every day, like without noticing it. Like I would wake up, get smoothies, not finish them, and then like it would just go blank. Like I just barely even remember the situation. And I went to Arizona one time with my ex-girlfriend. We came back. We brought a dog with us. We just went to go get a puppy. We brought the puppy back. And it's so weird. We had a stripper pole in our room. The stripper pole connected from our floor to the ceiling, but the guy was living on the floor above us, directly above us.
Okay.
So, it's kind of hard not.
Just to let you know, I before we go in further, because the show is related to the UFO ET area. Are we going into a non-ET related thing? If we are, no disrespect, we just want to stay away from anything unrelated to cosmic related ET galactic areas on encounters. But I don't know where this is going, so I want to ask.
I completely understand. It is definitely going into an encounter, an ET, not a UFO encounter, but extraterrestrials themselves.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna just sum it up. I'm not gonna use the word drugs, but
with TikTok we gotta be really careful. So
what do I say for that? Nothing.
Just say altering things.
Okay, right. So altering things were used, but it wasn't like extreme. And it was on my girlfriend's end. Moral of the story is I was on the pole and I was just playing on the pole, and I started feeling like my body was vibrating at like the speed of light to where I felt like I couldn't breathe. I didn't know where my heartbeat was. I couldn't feel my heartbeat. So that caused me to believe that I could not breathe. But whenever she would hug me, I would be able to breathe normally again. So whenever she would let me go, I would say, no, like I can't breathe. Like I really need you to hold me. She would hold me, and then I would be able to breathe again.
Oh, that's interesting.
Excuse me, I lost my voice. So it gets to the point where she realizes, okay, if I'm not holding her, she cannot breathe. So for some reason, we take our clothes off so that we're skin to skin and we lay down. And something is telling me that me and her have to breathe in a sequence in order for me to be able to breathe again. So the sequence was we both had to breathe inside of our noses at the same time and then outside of our mouths at the same exact time. And we had to do it 3 times. And then after the 3rd time, I don't know what was going to happen, but I just felt like we had to do it 3 times in sync. So we had like meditation music playing on the TV, and we were doing the breathing thing, and she kept getting it wrong. And it felt like every time she got it wrong, I was like closer to like dying. So I'm telling her like, babe, come on, we have to do this. We have to do this. So I'm looking at the TV and we're doing the sequence. And on the 3rd time, the TV, the video freezes and it turns to like, do you know how, excuse me, how TV has no cable or nothing and it makes like the,
Yeah, it's like a static.
right, and it shows black and white.
Right.
The TV moves to that. It has the static sound. I look towards my door and there's literally like the tallest figure. There's no actual form. You know how we have eyes and noses?
Right.
There's none of that. It's like a shadow, but it is a figure and it's standing by the door. It's lanky, it's long. It has like the oval of a head, things like that. As soon as I look at that at the door, I pull the blanket over my head. Okay. Now I wake up randomly and I sit up out of bed. My girlfriend's next to me on the left of me and the dog is sleeping behind her. And then I look on the other side of my room. The dog is in the kennel. She's standing up and the figure that's right there is standing right next to her. Mind you, I had a Polaroid camera. So before all of this happened, I took a picture of my dog. And in the picture, his eyes were regular. They were brown. They were black.
Right. Right.
When I'm seeing what I'm seeing on her on the other side of the room and the dog in the kennel and her laying next to me and the dog laying next to her, the pictures posted on the wall and the dog's eyes are blue. So at this point, I'm confused. So I lay back down. Out of nowhere, I hear someone say, when I snap 3 times, you're going to wake up. And mind you, I'm unconscious. I can't see anything, nothing. I just hear when I snap 3 times, you're going to wake up. And I hear 1, 2, 3. And me and my girlfriend both sit up in sequence at the same exact time. Wow. And we used to smoke. So we literally both sat up and said, I need to smoke together in sync. And we looked at each other like, you know, like everything was normal. And it was just like, I opened the blinds behind my bed and there was literally like a family of ET figures casting a shadow to the back of my wall. So when I looked out the window, there was nothing out there. But if you look at my wall, there's a shadow of like 4 to 5 figures casting on the wall.
And were they both male and female, or can you tell the difference or not?
The feeling I got was that 2 of them were females and 3 were male.
Interesting. And how tall were they when you saw them?
So 2 of them were taller than the other 3. So there were 2 that were really tall. I would say about maybe 7 feet. And then the other ones were a good like 6 feet.
6 feet.
So
and were they wearing like a space outfit, each one of them, or what were they wearing?
They had no like, how do I explain this? It's
like,
kind of
if they weren't wearing, I know some of these ETs, people say they experience them and they just don't see any space outfit on. Was that your experience?
Yeah, there's no outfits. It's just like figures. Like you can tell that they're there, but they have no density. Like they're just they're there, and it was just.
Did they have big heads and big eyes?
They didn't have faces.
They didn't have faces, at least that you can see, right?
Right, so they were kind of like shadows.
So could they have been cloaked so they don't want you to see their face?
It's very possible because I could see their whole figure, the outlining of their body, but I can't see any definition. Like you wouldn't see a belly button or eyes or a lips or a nose. It was just the outlining of them.
Yeah. And I think they were probably translucent, and they were probably, what I'm getting is they cloaked themselves so you wouldn't physically see them completely, their physical bodies. They do have bodies, but they were translucent.
But another thing that was crazy was when we both sat up out the bed and stated like we needed to smoke. We put the blankets back and we got up and there was blood in the bed. A small two small notches of blood, and they were near our private areas. So in our underwear on our private areas.
We won't get too. Let's just put it this way, without going too more specific.
Okay, and then one more thing. Yeah. My girlfriend had a line going down her neck, and it looks like a line. It was going straight from her chin all the way down to her chest, and it looks like she's had it for years, and it's like healed over time.
Right. So it sounds to me like she was abducted. I think it was an abduction experience. If it was not an abduction experience, these things you're saying would have not happened.
Right. And that's what it's crazy, because when I told my mom this story, I was telling her in the car, and she's like, and I'm like, the TV started doing that no signal stuff, and it like sound like, and then I told her what I saw, and she literally said, like, you got abducted, right? And as soon as she said that, I just broke down, like the hardest cry. It wasn't like a thought in my mind. It just felt like that's exactly what happened. And to this day, it's more descriptions to that story, but to this day, I don't completely understand what happened. I don't completely understand why.
Let me ask you a question. Are you still having problems?
As far as what?
Abduction.
No, but I can say when we got back to consciousness, we knew things that we never sought out to learn or like read or like suddenly we knew how humans in the earth were made. And we literally had a conversation on the bed for hours about the information that we knew. And like, it was just crazy because it's just like it appeared in our heads, but we both know the same information. So we're just talking about it, conversing about it on the bed for literal hours. And it's like, I know that I've never learned that before. Like, I know that I never read anything about that. I know that I never looked at any information like that, but I just knew this information after that. It was just...
Yes. Thank you, Wolf. Well, I'll tell you, I appreciate the story. It's getting close to 2. We're on the East Coast, so we're going to kind of wind it down. You're my last guest for the night. I just want to let people know that want to be guests on my show, come on tomorrow night at 11. Our show starts at 11 p.m., and usually we run about a 2-hour show. So we're running a bit longer than that. I want to thank you for sharing that story, and very interesting. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so it was just really for the advice.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, but thank you for your advice as well. And I will be back on tomorrow because I do kind of still have a few questions about it. But absolutely. This has definitely been stuck in my mind for years. It happened in like 2020. So
2020, and I can say that if again, as long as it's not happening again, I won't have to ask you if I can help you, because at this point, as long as you're not being abducted anymore, I think you're okay. But I will, if you're on tomorrow night, definitely answer any questions you might have.
I do have one question before you go. How would I know if I'm still being abducted?
You might not know. Here's the thing. There's something I can do right now. You're probably relatively new to my show.
I am.
I work with a group called the Ashtar Command before there was any internet. For those that do not know what the word Ashtar Command means, it is like a galactic level of like the United Nations of the world, which represents all the countries of the planet Earth. The Ashtar Command represents all the positive Christed beings of light from all over the multiverse. I am from that level. I'm not just a talk show host on radio and here. I'm also a contactee with positive space people since I was a kid. I also work with what I call the Ashtar Command. So if I needed to, I could send a spaceship over your location. Now, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night we'll do it. I don't know yet. I'm still, absorbing what you told me. And I don't know if you're still being abducted or not. But I do know that if I needed to, I would send a spaceship over your location, and we can bring in about 5 or 6 of the space people off the ship into your room. You would not know they're there, but you'll feel a very warm, loving energy if I were to do that.
Okay. So I guess
I have the ability to do these things. I'm activated. I actually can do these things that I'm saying.
I definitely believe that. I do want to get more into this and know more about my situation. So, like you said, you're about to get off, so I'll definitely join tomorrow. What time will you be on tomorrow? I'm in Pacific time.
I'm on the East Coast, so we'll be on at 11 p.m., which is 3 hours ahead of you.
So 8.
8 o'clock, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being on. We appreciate your story. We're going to call it a night here. It's been a long night, and I want to thank everybody. River Blue, thank you. Everybody out there, all the people that have been gifting the show, thank you very much. Let me see if I can bring myself back up into the light here. Although my camera wants to do what it wants to do, and it's not working. It's not letting me go back up. Okay. So this will be a good time to say goodnight to everybody. Thank you all for watching. All the new people, please follow me. If you follow me, I'll follow you. Well, just everybody follow each other. But if you want to know when I'm on, follow me, and you'll know when I'm on here. 11 o'clock at night with Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Take care, everybody. Rod, everybody. Have a good night. We'll catch you all tomorrow evening. Take care. And hopefully April will be back off from being off planet soon. Probably while I'm sleeping. Maybe my sister will visit me. I don't know. We'll catch you all later.